Hello there, YouTube. This is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with a continuation of our Arcanium run. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right into here. Now, as I recall, we spent most of the last video struggling to get Bjorn some sustain, and then we managed to get Berserker Strike, and then an event allowed us to duplicate a second Berserker Strike, because honestly, like, really nothing else here was that spectacular. So Bjorn feels more or less set. We could obviously get a little bit more. We might even be able to add in Blood Frenzy here so that he can get some more damage and access to more rage, but that may or may not be necessary. The main reason why we would do that is because Executioner's Axe is available to us, but my main problem with Executioner's Axe is that it burnt me once and just stopped working for the Econ fight, and if for whatever reason that happens again, then we're pretty scuffed. But we're gonna keep Blood Frenzy in mind. Well, we would also want it upgraded so that it only cost 1. Otherwise, we're doing a lot of self-damage here, so Berserker Strike should always be working. The main thing that we're looking at here now is any source of power or vulnerable or crit, just to make sure that he can heal more life and actually come out on top a little bit. Leon could use a little bit more stuff. He could actually use one more card so that he gets access to Ulti Plus for 3 immune. And Thorum's honestly still kind of doing Thorum things. He's got Sigil of Sirius, so he's able to block himself like pretty well. The only other thing that we're really looking for is access to better burn, because Dancing Embers is currently our scaling strategy. And the Shard Keeper is just a better blocker than Forge Spirit, so we use those to block for the other lanes, block versus AoE, stuff like that. Otherwise, yeah, just trying to find better burn. Maybe a little bit more defense or something like that, or like support skills so that he can help out the other two. Near the end of the last video, we were talking about the concept of possibly putting Thorum in the middle lane, getting a Sigil of Sirius going, and then just having the other two like peel away the middle lane so that he can just build up Sigil of Sirius unmolested. I was very interested in that, honestly, but then I realized that now that Bjorn is sort of like tucked into this like self-damage lifesteal sort of deal, we really don't want to bog down his deck with taunts, unless of course he gets access to like better taunts, and he does have access to better taunts. But even ulti plussing isn't necessarily great with the ult that he currently has. So, unless Leon's like somehow gets like tons of taunt in his kit, I really don't see that happening. And for Leon to get to that point, he'd need to have a much better deck. It's not completely out of the question, but we've pretty much like veered away from that timeline for the time being. But it's something that I would like to try, right? Just sort of like how Ragnarok just builds up his super minion. Thorum sort of has the same situation available to him, and it'd be interesting to see something like that. Anyways, one way we might get ulti plus is by going here, but I don't think, yeah, there wasn't really anything here for Leon. I'm interested in Recklessness, and a second Revenge could also be quite significant. It allows to have a lot of damage, but I don't know. We're holding on to this shop pretty much because like everything here is good. But this is what I'm thinking that we're gonna do. Now that we have that set up, I think we take this. This is going to give us one more card for Leon, hopefully. We heal here, and then we take this shard battle. We'll see how we're doing after we take this thing, though. It could, like, seriously bop us, and then there's, like, definitely no way that we do that. Brood Sentinel this early is a little bit yikes, but The Dispel All also means that Leon will not keep his ultimate across one turn, which is something to consider for sure. Honestly? I'm really liking that. Okay. And this is pretty much what we want to see here. Berserker Strike, Lifesteal, Death Sentence on this man. Give me one more card. Revenge is nice. Ooh. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. Now we need to get Leon to the middle lane just to be able to take this, but in order to do that, he would need a dash that he does not have, unless... Let's go. And the one good thing about Bjorn being in a self-damage role is that there really shouldn't be a reason why we don't have 5 rage at the end of the turn. So we pretty much, after turn 1 or 2, have just access to toughness. And toughness being able to negate half of all incoming damage gives him a lot of effective health. So then when he's life stealing, it's worth more, if that makes sense. We are a little bit in a way here. There is at least a way out here. Let's just make sure that we're doing this as efficiently as possible. Eh. And to think, if I didn't do that hammer throw, we'd be good here. Perfect. Oh, we're actually going to just miss because... Hoi. We'll do that. This is quite awkward, to be honest. And we actually did not have rage that time. Yeah, it's a bit janky, but we got there. Killing machine is interesting. Certainly not against it. A second mind spike, not so much. Blood armor, might honestly be a second killing machine. Or not a second, a killing machine. But blood armor would definitely take care of a lot of its issues. It would allow him to block quite a bit of damage. But we're also kind of hoping that he doesn't have to do that, but he's probably going to have to do that, in all honesty. We'll take a blood armor. Don't know what we're getting rid of to put that in there, though. Maybe it is the mind spike. Okay, this is free. Please be heals. That's huge. And we can go here and heal everybody 15. Alright, now we're full health. We're going into threat 10, so we should be able to hit the shard battle. When we hit that shard battle, we can get out of here. We're also 2 tiles away from upgrading 2 abilities, which is good because we have a couple abilities that we want to upgrade. Okay. It would be nice to get the 2nd level before we go here, but this should be fine. And there's a forge. Did that forge just get squashed by a... Don't tell me that's so. Thick Skull, immune to minor debuffs. That is quite potentially a deal breaker. Because we technically... I mean, I guess we don't need the burn, but we kind of use the burn. It adds up to quite a lot. For an Oracle, though, I mean, an Oracle can just be 2 random upgrades. That might be what it is on this team, because 1 targeted upgrade, we could certainly use it. Otherwise, we have literally no artifacts. Is that right? We have literally no artifacts to up tier. Abilities to up tier, I suppose we could put Blood Frenzy in there, but we kind of want to keep a hold of that. Otherwise, like, what are we honestly, like, not using? The Mind Spike? We could get a blue-purple. That could be good. Honestly, since we don't know what we're going to use the Oracle for, it's probably not even worth it. Just battle them. That's spiced. Oh boy. This is a very unfortunate pairing of enemies. We're at least going to have our ultimate ready for when Brood Sentinel decides that he wants to clean our clock. Bjorn's going to be fine here. Hit that. Send you there. Don't use that. Get some damage out. Keep that burn going. We're going to need it next turn. Bjorn being wounded isn't the best thing in the world. We cannot taunt this because the Dispel will get rid of immune. There we go. We are fine. We are exceptionally fine. Actually, that might have been the wrong turn to do that. Beep barp. Well, it was the right turn to do that. Can't believe I just did that. I was more focused about what was going on here. I forgot that we were already set up over here. I apparently wanted to do 1 damage to this man's shield so badly. And it's a little bit difficult to be on top of shit when you keep screwing up like that. Anyways, here we are. And we can at least do the dancing to keep the minion of Cirrus alive. Okay. So now we are below 12. Executioner's Axe should lifesteal. We were wounded. That did work. Do we get the lifesteal twice? No. So I did that out of order. I should have done the other heal than that heal. But hey, next turn we will be below 12. Oh no, this could potentially save us, this could potentially kill us. I'm not quite a fan of that. It's a 1 out of 3 shot. We're wounded again. Jesus H. Well, we'll have our lifesteal next turn, so we'll be able to use that. Tell you what though, if I could stop screwing up so bad. Well, that's match. Alright. I don't think that we could get more healing out of this, so we're gonna keep that there. Just gonna do that because it says we're dying. That was a bit rough. This is tough. Not taking Forge Hammer seems weird, but we also don't have any cards for it. But the two, getting 2 resolves into Bjorn's deck is huge. But Steel Belt, giving him 4 shield every turn, also quite considerable. I think since we're possibly going for like a huge bunch of draw though, Forge Hammer is the answer. But I would like to try this out. Zap Plus is interesting. I think Arcane Barrage Plus is what we're looking for, though. That's significant. Okay, there's Lost Medallion. Would be pretty huge on Thorum right now. Because if Thorum has access to Lost Medallion, then he's just able to activate Sigil of Cirrus, like, possibly turn 2. But if we wanted to activate Sigil of Cirrus turn 2, Medusa's Gaze is actually a more reliable way of doing that. We just wouldn't be able to do anything with him on turn 1. But there's ways around that. You have stuff like the Jade Oracle from Anador, which could just negate the stun entirely, and then you just get your ulti on turn 1. Otherwise, Black Blood Vial. Thorum himself isn't actually like dealing any damage. It's not important for him to deal damage. So having access to just 6 shield every turn is kind of nice because it just helps protect him. I honestly really dig almost all of this, to be honest. If Sigil of Cirrus worked in a way that was intuitive, or not intuitive. So Sigil of Cirrus is a little weird because if you don't have the buff up, when you play the card, you play Sigil of Cirrus and then obviously it promotes. So you really don't want ulti plus on it because if you already have the buff, then it just extends the duration of the buff. Or sorry, not ulti plus, the negative cost. You don't want to reduce it. Well, ulti plus as well, because it gives it to you for another turn. You want to make sure that you lose it the turn before that you cast it again. So Lost Medallion isn't really good on Thorum, but it is pretty good on Leon, because it would allow him almost like a pocket ult when he may need it. But I'm not quite sure about grabbing both of these here, because this is going to be like 550, and then we won't be able to heal at the inn. I think that putting down Black Blood Vial is the play right now, because making it so that at least somebody, or that everybody, doesn't need to constantly be healing is going to help everybody out significantly. Thinking we're going to go here for this card pile. Reason being, of course, we got a shard battle here, but we haven't found our forge here in Anador. An item shop is also good. We also got our second shrine. Leon needs cards. There's the cleanse that we need. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Consecration's also pretty good for him. Like, a bunch of bolster cards is just free damage. I'm about all this. We just gotta figure out exactly how we're making this work. Purifying Light should be in there. I mean, honestly, maybe that. And then our next level, we really need to get Leon, what am I trying to say? Draw. He needs draw. Light power. I'm not sure that's necessarily like something that we use. Like it affects Leon, right? His ulti is light, but it doesn't affect immune. It'll put 1 lifesteal on here, 1 damage here. Like all this stuff adds up, but yeah, I just don't know. It could theoretically be very good later, but I think that draw protection or fortitude is what we're looking for. Fortitude is just spot healing, and that 3 health eventually does add up. That's going to be pretty much a campfire across the rest of this run. Which means that we theoretically may not need a campfire. Then of course draw protection is a little weird. It gives 8 shield, but you may not need that 8 shield at the time. Like, that's a weird way of looking at it. Draw protection could definitely save your run. Thinking we're gonna get... You know what, just for that purpose, let's get draw protection. Summon a 4/4 minion is interesting, because then when Thorm uses his sigil, we could just make sure to plant this guy out there first, and then the Sigil of Sirius will get 4 damage. Is that necessarily, like, incredible? I'm not quite sure. Poison Vial is also a possibility. We still haven't gotten access to crit here, but it's still like the ability to face race something. And that's why we picked up the draw poison in the first place. Otherwise, Shielding Potion, 8 shield is pretty significant, because this is 8 shield when you need it. But since we already picked up the draw protections, I don't know, it's kind of weird. We'll take the Poison Vial. Maybe we also take the Poison Vial. I don't think we spend money on that right now, though. So yeah, right now we're just honestly looking for that forge. There we go. Molten Construct's pretty damn good. And Displace is also quite interesting. I think we can use this stuff. The problem with Molten Construct is that it's also sort of against our plan, if that makes sense. We'll see how this works. We now have like no blue cards in here. Anyways. But yeah, since we have Sigil of Sirius, as soon as we drop down Sigil of Sirius, that lane pretty much is just like a no-go as far as using Molten Construct. I would actually love to get the item Iron Cage. All right. Yeah, Bjorn's looking great, honestly. There's like a couple of instances where he's not very, he gets like bad hands, but that's probably deck construction and just getting him one draw. You piece. Hmm. Wow. How did this happen? All right. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. We might actually be able to use Massacre here. In order for it to be worth its cost, we would only have to have, what is it, like 3 rage on us? Anything past that is like huge, but then the problem is that if we consume all that rage, then we don't get the toughness. Therein is the issue. But this could potentially be huge, especially since we have access to Blood Frenzy. Solar Fissure on Leon also sounds like a good bet, simply because it gives him Fury so that he's able to use his ultimate more. Because currently, he's at 7. That gives him an extra 2. Problem is that he doesn't have 4 draw yet. If he had 4 draw, then you would definitely get there in time. But I'm thinking this is... We need to make sure that Leon can actually take damage, right? And to be honest, that could probably actually get rid of... an intercept? That'd be weird, but... Okay. So we've got 2 loot caches being protected by elites. It's not exactly what we're looking for in life. Oh, we should be able to get our upgrades. I want 2 Reckless Pluses. Meep. Hmm. Well, this turns a little awkward, honestly. balls. Would have been nice to get some lifesteal out of this, but we at least get health. We were wounded, which was unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? Well, that's pretty huge. Don't know if we can actually kill it, though. It is kind of the sad thing here, especially with this hand. I think that's about as much as we're gonna get. Another 2 gold. Honestly, not feeling a lot of these right now. Luminous Lance is a consideration. Shield Toss is a consideration. Like, the ability to blind is nice. Maybe it's Shield Toss. Shield Toss instead of Power Grip. Make sure that we have taunts when we need them. Okay. We are kind of suffering here. So what I'm hoping is that we take this Elite Assault battle, we live, and we're able to take this. This isn't locked out. So if we actually wanted to do that, we might as well take this Breach Elite battle. Okay. And it's threat 17, so we're going to start to see purple enemies. Shadowbark Treant isn't the worst purple enemy to run into. Okay. This is honestly going to be quite insufferable. Oh boy. I honestly think we might be dead here. We have to use Berserk Strike first. And we have to use it here, which means that we're going to take more. Well. Oh, geez, barely. Well, we're in trouble. Even if we were to taunt off, that wouldn't save Bjorn. He needed to get static discharge to be able to pull off the poison off him. Or we need to kill this thing, which likely isn't going to happen. Alright. Yeah, I think we're dead here. Like, we honestly might not be, but like only just. I would love to shift you over here. Nope. And we don't have a cleanse, so this is pretty much getting clocked out right now. Well, the poison's done. So if we can somehow survive it. Highly unlikely. Well, that helps. Well, that's it. We needed a block card. That's at least going to be done. Might as well throw that out there for shits and gigs. Ah, well, that's a bit upsetting. I don't even really know what to say about like what exactly went wrong there. I suppose having the Black Widow over on the left lane was not the best. Maybe the idea was that we were supposed to put Leon over there because at least he had a cleanse and he would have been able to cleanse himself. Otherwise, like, it was pretty much clocking out the fight, and the only other alternative would have been just to not attack it at all, put Bjorn, or, sorry, not Bjorn, Thorm. I get those confused a lot. Put Thorm over there, and so then he just keeps stacking burn on them and, like, ramping up a Cirrus, but then he's going to be taking all of the poison, and he can't deal with that, because he doesn't have a cleanse. So that in combination with hands, so it's very possible that another thing that killed us was the fact that Leon was running a 14 card deck, made so that he couldn't get to everything as fast as he needed to. We certainly could have maybe farmed out another fight, gotten a level, and then that would have enabled us to give him some draw, especially since he has some bolstered cards. We want him to have draw anyways. Otherwise, like, this here worked. This concept, it would have been relatively good, because as soon as we would have killed this lane, which maybe the wrong move was hitting this guy aside, right? Because, well, I mean, we still would have been poisoned, but knocking this man aside meant that we had to take this whole enemy down because he was mostly full health, which meant that we had another turn that we had to be here. Killing the Shadowbark Treant obviously would have meant that, one, we wouldn't be getting attacked by this. And, two, well, I guess that doesn't really matter because the Spirit of Cirrus is blocking that. It was almost entirely all the poison, which the only cleanse I believe we got access to was, well, Bjorn's ultimate and the Purify that we put on Leon. Anyways, that's a bit heartbreaking, honestly. And then, of course, like, the Executioner's Axe was working every single time. The problem is that every single time that we were trying to utilize that, there was a couple times that I ordered it incorrectly. But, for certain, he was wounded, like, every single time. I don't know, like, I haven't actually looked at wound because usually it doesn't matter to me. It might be that either A, we got unlucky a lot of the time, because we did get Hatch Surrogate a lot, and it has a wound. But it might be that Anador has more wound than the other areas, because it felt like we were wounded like all the damn time. Anyways, we'll just go ahead and officially die here. But yeah, after that enemy got popped there, it was pretty much a win. Like, we only have 2 turns, so it would have done like 90 something, but like an Arcane Barrage or something like that, being able to get the resolves and stack a little bit more burn on it, maybe even get another Dancing Embers out there, it pretty much meant that we would have won. So, quite a little bunch of little things that possibly could have led to our death there. And also, we're not even going to kid ourselves. Like I said at the end of the last run, at this point, I think the team was good, but it wasn't great, right? We were definitely struggling a whole lot of the time. I have never seen this guy like ever. That would be great. Anyways, that's me being distracted. So, hope you guys still managed to enjoy the run. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be sure to leave that down in the comments below. Any questions, concerns, misplay alerts, anything like that. And just a little last bit before we end here. You guys should have saw the community post, but we are doing a Twitch stream on Sunday the 27th at noon Central. We are going to be doing those Arcanium speedruns. Hope to see you guys there, and until next time, I'll catch you guys around.